I'm here with Tim Clark, who's a co-owner of Cacao Chocolate and Patisserie, which is a hidden gem here in Australia. Now they make a wide range of chocolates, macarons and patisseries. So I'm going to ask Tim some questions about what he does here. So Tim, tell us, what is Cacao and what do you do?
So at Cacao, we are artisanal producers of premium chocolates and macarons. Our chocolate is imported from Belgium, from Calabo, and our almonds are from South Australia, and a lot of our raw materials are sourced locally, as local as possible. We're all about the quality of the produce and the techniques that we adopt. So since coming in, it's been a fascinating journey. What has gone from a business that predominantly sold chocolates through retail has morphed into a wholesale business. Over the years, it's been a slow transition, but today we employ 30 chefs within the kitchen. We have a central production kitchen, and we cater both for corporate restaurants, hotels throughout Australia.
I don't know if you can tell us, how many macarons do you produce a week?
Our macarons make up a large core of our business. Presently, we have a team that solely focuses on the macaron production. They work Monday to Friday, and we can be producing anywhere from 7,000 macarons daily upwards. So with the seasons, it changes, it varies, but we produce one flavour per day, and we have a rotation. So a lot of our macarons are produced and they're assembled on the same day. So we go from mixing the raw batter to producing the shell, to baking it, assembling it, placing it in the fridge overnight. And the important part of placing it in the fridge overnight is that we enable the moisture within the fridge to break down the interior structure of the macaron. As initially it's going from a overbaked dry product to a macaron with a crisp outer shell and a chewy, moist centre.
You get that really soft centre.
Yeah.
So a little bit of that moisture is coming from the filling and it's coming from the
That's
fridge
right.
as well, just to soften that centre. And that is what is key to the perfect macaron, is having that balance. And then you freeze them?
Yeah, so those fillings that have a greater water content will break down the interior structure of the macaron shell faster than something like a buttercream that is masked with fat. From that point, the following day, we have a team that will weed through the macarons that have slight imperfections. So that could be through the cracking of the shell, the size, or the filling hasn't been assembled into the standard that we like. So they will discard those that don't meet those criteria, and the others are packed into sealed trays, into boxes and into the freezer. And
So what happens with the rejects?
Yes, so the rejects we've been toying with for a number of years as to how can we make the most of this. So we have various ways that we incorporate that into other products that we've created within the range, and we have other customers that will buy that macaron as a reject product.
Because that would be amazing, just smashed up through ice cream as well.
Yeah. So we have both the reject shells that are picked apart prior to the assembly, and then we have the finished product, which is a lesser percentage.
Can you tell me what the biggest selling macaron is? What flavour is it, or is that top secret?
There's no secrets in what we do, not with the best-selling flavours. I think that probably half of the range hasn't changed in many years, and the reason it doesn't change is because they're our signature flavours. They're quite traditional, but they're what people come back for time and time again. So I'd say the violet and cassis is a combination that is maybe not so traditional to many people, but once you've experienced it, it's uniquely different and it's very beautiful. So that's one of my favourites, and it happens to be one of the top 3 sellers. But in saying that, our chocolate macaron and our salted caramel macaron would have to be up there as some of the best sellers.
Okay. What's a little tip that you can give me, we'll keep it between ourselves, that you think is really helpful?
Yeah, I'm not big for secrets because I don't think there's any secret in what we do. I think the truth lies in the processes, and we are in the business of manufacturing, and we're in the business of repeat production. So achieving a standard and a quality today needs to be maintained tomorrow, next month, next year.
Now you have a depositing machine that will actually deposit the macaron, because that volume, it's impossible to get them uniform and pipe them all by hand. How many macarons can you make in what time? How many shells?
So we have one person on the mixing, and that person will turn out 9 batches. Each batch will yield between 900 and 1,000 finished macarons a day. So the important thing to note with a macaron depositor, or any machine for that matter, is that it still requires a human element involved in the management or the running of the machine. So not every mix is identical to the mix before. So we have slight variances in the mixes from mix 1 through to mix 8 every day.
So you can adjust the machine according to the consistency of the mix.
So we'll adjust the parameters of the machine. Whilst it's pre-programmed, we will run multiple trays through and assess the flow of the shell before we settle on what we're going to run the next 50 trays of that batch through.
Okay. So Tim, Cacao has a very unique artisanal style. So when you create a new product, how do you maintain that quality?
Yeah, so as boring as it might sound, it's going back to the processes, and the processes haven't changed much in 13 years of business, but it's also working very closely with your suppliers and your growers. So the butter that we use within our products, the salt that we choose to use, the honey is sourced from a local beekeeper in Surrey Hills, no more than 10 minutes away. So it's very important to us that for our product to be of a premium quality, we need to be respectful of the ingredients and be respectful of the processes.
So Tim, what would be your advice to someone who's looking at entering the industry or just starting out?
Yeah, I think it's important to find what makes you happy. Because if you're happy doing what you do, then you'll wake up every morning with a spring in your step, and you'll be focused on achieving the best results, and success will follow. So if you don't have the skill, but you have the passion, then skill yourself and pursue that dream and make that a reality through making thoughtful decisions along the way.
Tim, thank you so much for sharing all that valuable information with us and giving us an insight into cacao and what you do here.
Well, thank you, Kirsten. It's been an honour having you here, and I hope you enjoyed your stay.
Thank you. If you enjoyed that episode, you will love my channel. Subscribe today for even more tutorials on chocolate and baking. Best of all, it's free, so get on it.